Do you guys enjoy this content?
Yeah.
Is it okay? I was worried it might be too dry because it's something that I'm doing on a daily basis. Okay? Can I have...
What qualifications did you actually have to get into the gaming industry?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
What qualifications did you have to get into the gaming industry?
We typically don't like to look at the qualification. Okay, we look at specific roles, specific functions. We have people from, in Singapore, which is the O-level, all the way up to degree, to masters, all for different functions. For example, you can always start from a customer service to a QA testers, to a QA tester. So there's essentially nothing, because there is no game operation diploma, per se. So there's really nothing that you could do to really qualify yourself. It's all about your passion, because it's very, very long hours. Very, very long hours. It's 24/7. Let's spread out.
In your job, would you upgrade the game? Like if there's a new version of a game, would you upgrade it?
Yes. That is a very important component of online games because the content evolves. For example, in the game that you, like Grando Espada, almost on a 3 months basis, it will receive a new upgrade to the game. By new upgrade, it means new NPCs, new maps, new functions, new features, new characters, and so on and so forth. So this is a very important component, and it is important because gamers generally get sick of a game after 3 to 6 months. Like most of you guys will get sick of a game, so we have to constantly evolve that. Yeah. Sorry? Favorite character? Hero. Yes, of course. There are plenty of them. There are plenty of them. And in fact, in this game, Grando Espada, we have this interesting how we say, we call it the RNPC. By RNPC means recruitable non-playing character. It basically means that if you are good enough, you complete a certain series of quests, you are able to then recruit this character into what you can be using for yourself. Yeah, so it's a very interesting concept that has always been. Okay, let me spread more to the back.
You talked a little bit before about how important it is to upgrade games, putting in new maps and stuff and all that. In terms of upgrading, say, equipment, how important is it to try and keep or even change how a weapon works? Again, have you heard of the concept of nerfing? Or having stuff nerfed, where something is upgraded and then it's made crap or something afterwards. How important is that? How much do you look at? Yeah, hello, I'm over here, Mr. Cameraman. How important is that when you're trying to upgrade a game?
It is very, very important.
Like, how much time would you spend on that, say?
Okay, we are a game operator, meaning to say we manage the gamers and we collect a lot of feedback. And what we do is that we package all this information and we give it back to the developer. Okay, the developer is spending 100% of their time in deciding what to start developing for the next 6 months to a year. We call it a game roadmap. So when we find, within this game, inflation has suddenly become a problem, okay, things are getting too expensive, so the new gamers are not being able to come in, the developers will immediately start tweaking the game and all coming up with new concept, new game balancing features to counter to those kind of problems. And they will also seek feedback, like, okay, we will tell them, hey, the Singaporean gamers would like to see a cute Japanese girl in the game, right? They will then go back, oh, okay, fine, let us go find a new samurai Japanese girl, right? Do you like that idea? They say, yeah, we love that idea, right? And that's what we do. We do that almost on a quarterly basis, actually.
John.
Hi.
Hi.
You talked a lot about the technical and developing side, like not the developing side of the game, but the technical and the commercial side of it. How related is that to content development? Like, just wondering how the entire thing from
Content.
design perhaps might come to
it is pretty important for the fact that in order for the game to continue to survive, to be commercially viable, the content that is being created should always have a certain component that will actually motivate the gamers towards spending money. Because in the games that we operate, it is all voluntary. We do not point a gun to a gamer and say, you must pay. We don't do that, right?
Yeah.
So it's all out of a very clever way of introducing contents to the gamer that makes you say, in order for me to keep up with that guy, I must go and spend this $10. You know, I must spend this $10, then I will show off in front of him, you know. That is the kind. So the content has to grow. Because you can only show off for a good 1 week.
Okay.
After you show off for 1 week, you go back to him again. Hey, look, I have this. He's going to laugh at you. Outdated lah. You know?
Kiasu ah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Who's next?
Do you think that it's better to have a game where you pay for $30 or $40 up front to play the entire game, or do you reckon it's better to have a free game with a premium service on top for additional items and stuff?
We recognize a very significant difference in these two different, we call it the business model. We find that when we do a free-to-play and you pay voluntarily, we were able to reach out to a bigger base of gamers, a very massive base of gamers. And when we do that, we are able to get in what we call a melting pot of different types of gamers. We have, you know, with the typical 5 types, you have the social, you have the aggressor, you have the fighter and all that, the explorer. So we were able, whenever we do a free-to-play game, we were able to get all these gamers. Versus if we start a game where the player has to put up an upfront investment, we call it upfront investment, you pay for the content, it basically cuts short the amount of effort that we could then be investing back into the title. We are motivated by the fact that, you know, for the very next content that we put up to the game, there will be recurring revenue that is coming back to us. So that motivation comes in very important, especially to the developer. You have the guy, Buddy? You have the guy in the front with the long hair. There's a lot of long hair guys here.
Is Grando Espada available for play in Australia and download or?
Yep, it's on the internet. Meaning to say anybody can download. In fact, we have a lot of free DVDs here. The game itself is 5 gigabit. There's a hell lot of content inside the game. Feel free to grab one of the DVDs from my marketer guy. His name is Gerald. Feel free to grab from him, or you could download. I'm aware that in Australia, you guys are paying metered bandwidth, right? You have to, every month there's a 5 gig or something, right? Actually, that sucks. So you know, if you have 10 gigs and you download the game, essentially you're left with nothing much. Yeah. So if you, we thought about that, so which is why we bought almost 100 plus 200 DVDs here. So if you would like to have a try at the game, just grab the game from there. Right? Do we still have gifts?